What's up, and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today we're bringing it back to our DCEU preparation marathon with the second film, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Last week I skipped ahead to Harley Quinn because that was released to digital super early, but I wasn't ready to be finished with this marathon just yet, so back I went to see Batman v Superman for, I think, the second time. There's a couple of reasons why I haven't seen this movie a lot of times, and I think that has more to do with the fact that it's long than anything else. Taking which version that you see, it's either 2.5 hours or 3 hours long, so before my valediction, let's get cracking. This review is brought to you by the word of the day, valediction, the act of saying farewell. Batman v Superman covers Batman's rage towards the alien Superman who has just been introduced to the world, and while he soars into the heavens, all hell breaks loose on the ground, which he feels like he needs to clean up. So Bruce Wayne comes up with a plan to kill Superman with the help of a green glowing crystal that is said to make Superman sick. Also in the background is Lex Luthor, who has his own ulterior motives against the alien superhero. Okay, so this film falls very much victim to a few other movies like it, where it's trying to level up to Avengers status, so it smushes in all its lead up into one movie, so it's essentially ready for a crossover film, and then they don't have to worry about standalone films until later. They did the same thing in Amazing Spider-Man 2, if you remember, because their next planned movie, I think, was The Sinister Six before that got canceled. This movie, at least a big chunk of it, was all about telling the audience that the Justice League is coming. Heck, even the subtitle, Dawn of Justice. But truthfully, if yours truly was the editor of this film, I would have just kept every connection to the Justice League, you heard me, every connection, as deleted scenes. None of it was needed. Get rid of the stingers for Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg, and just keep it as one contained versus film. And then if they wanted to do Justice League, fine, but do it right. Take a breather, introduce these people the right way, because all you have with this film is something that feels utterly complicated and convoluted for no real reason. At the heart of the film, it's a rather simple story. It's all about how Batman defines justice and how he plans to carry out that justice on Superman. That's it. Now, I'm going to tell you where this film succeeds in a second, but before I do that, I want to talk about Jesse Eisenberg. I just don't get it. I don't, okay? I have my favorite Lex Luthor in Michael Rosenbaum from Smallville, but I'm 100% open to other Luthors. Gene Hackman, classic. Kevin Spacey was actually terrific in his role in Superman Returns. Even John Cryer in Supergirl has the right attitude, even if I don't like him as an actor. But Eisenberg, I don't get it. Lex is human, so to combat Superman, he has to use his intellect. He's like the opposite of James Bond, where he's still calm and collected, even in a situation where he's in danger. Eisenberg, I didn't understand his performance. I didn't understand why he was even in the movie other than, hey look, it's Lex Luthor. I think he had some kind of part in the whole Batman versus Superman fighting thing, but I think that would have happened naturally and organically, so again, I don't fully know what Jesse Eisenberg is doing, nor why he was doing it. Again, to me, it's like another waste in the film that made it feel longer than it actually should have been. However, here's where things start getting good. I don't want you thinking that I see this film as terrible, because I definitely don't. I just see certain things in this movie as unnecessary. No. This movie's good. It excels in a lot of different areas. First and foremost, I love the ground perspective of Superman and Zod flying into buildings, destroying everything in sight. It's a really beautiful switch in narrative that really helps you understand Batman's motives and his drive for being against Superman. It's one of the only superhero films to really touch on what kind of havoc they're actually wreaking when they fly into these things. Also, let me just quickly run through my scores in my rating spreadsheet so that you really understand where I'm coming from when I end up at my final score. The acting, while not award-winning, is still very, very good. Nearly every actor here, even Eisenberg, is trying their hardest to push the envelope and really produce a believably emotional performance. Like I said, even Eisenberg was pulling out enough stops to make the audience believe that what he was doing here was something he doesn't normally do, and that's good. 3 out of 4 stars. The characters, it's a DC film, and that's the one area that will often benefit off of a movie cramming so much characters into one thing. Characters. Everyone is colorful, they all stand out as interesting in one way or another, so 4 out of 4 stars. Casting, truthfully, I was unsure of Ben Affleck along with everybody else, but he was the only person that could have played this Batman this way. Obviously, bringing everybody back from Man of Steel was good casting. Jeremy Irons as Alfred seemed weird to me at first, but he also really brings a strong performance. The only person that I didn't like was Eisenberg. Importance. Everybody had a stake in this film. Everybody was there for a reason. Well, Mostly everybody. Like I said, I didn't fully understand why Eisenberg was really there. He didn't need to be there for the film to still work, I don't think. So 3 out of 4 again. Chemistry, it's a versus film, so you need some good chemistry, even if it's anti-chemistry, to really believe the motives that these characters have against one another. It's a very personal plot. And you know what? No complaints here, 4 out of 4. The people category got 17 out of 20 stars. Looking at the writing category, everything got perfect points here except for balance. The balance or pacing got no points because of how complicated and convoluted the film unnecessarily feels like, but there's a good deal of dialogue that holds great importance into what's going on. There's a deep and meaningful story behind the perspective of Batman specifically. It feels original because we've been asking for this movie for decades, and of course it's interesting. That's an 8 out of 10 possible star rating for the writing category. Everything got perfect points in behind the scenes, so visual, cinematography, editing, advertisement, and music or sound, that's 10 out of 10. This was a very technical, savvy film that did a lot right, and it definitely shows in this category. Even the narrative arc got almost perfect points at 9 out of 10 because it got most things spot on here. The only thing that could have used improvement was introduction, as it mostly opens up the film on the inciting incident, not the introduction. But that's it. Your math working out yet? I just told you my unbiased score, which when added up and divided by 50 is 88%. My bias score has to do more with the entertainment and specialty category in my rating model, and I don't need to fully get into that. Just know that for the most part, I did have a good time with it. I consider it rewatchable, but nothing that you need to see all the time. It's something that I want to own, but not buy at full price. It's definitely the kind of movie you feel the need to tell others about, for better or worse, and it does a pretty good job of keeping the audience locked in and engaged. As far as feeling like it fits within the franchise, it does, more so than most of the others at this point, because you're still talking about Zack Snyder. As a sequel, it's something that people wanted to see, and it added something new. Blah, blah, blah. It really doesn't matter. My point is that even though the story itself feels wonky and not as clean or clear-cut as it could have felt, it does nearly everything else right. Nearly everything. So my unbiased score, like I said, was 88%, and my bias wasn't too far off at 90%, averaging everything out to a score of 89%. 89 out of 100 possible stars, granting it a letter grade of B+, and that's slightly higher than my grade of Man of Steel. Guys, I'd like to hear your thoughts on Batman v Superman in the comments down below. Do you like Ben Affleck as the Bat? Do you like Eisenberg as Lex? Did you like how this film progresses story-wise? Let me know. As for YouTube, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button if you like this review and would like to see some others like it. Hit the thumbs up button because that always helps out my channel. And don't forget about the little bell because that helps notify you when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out!